Hmm. Okie dokie. Let's see how this goes. I feel like I always have like some type of issue when it comes to my setup. Anyways, so today we are focusing on the Pokemon countdown that I have going on. Um, so So if you have been following me, you know that I am focusing all my energy on Pokemon for this next week. And we are basically focusing on all the different builds that I have. I can tell you that I have a couple of them highlighted here. The first one that I ever had when it came to the Mattel, well, not the first one that I ever had, but like the first one that I actually went ahead and I built, this one was a couple of months ago, was definitely the Eevee. Okay, was the Eevee. And this is the motion rotating one. I can tell you personally, when it comes to mine, I kind of messed up in these little two parts here because it is kind of like a little bit finicky to make sure that it stays on. The first time that I cranked it, it actually popped off. So I haven't fixed it because I would definitely have to like go in there and attach it again. But other than that, this would be 1,366 pieces, I believe. And this is the one that essentially started it all. From there, I went ahead and I bought a couple of different other ones. Last night, we went ahead and we built the Pokédex. This one I have built over and over again. This one is... How many pieces is this one? Give me a second, you guys. So the Pokédex is actually recommended for ages 13 and up. I can tell you that when it comes to my daughter and she is turning 6 this weekend. So exciting. And she loves builds like this. I usually sit down with her and we sometimes build random stuff. You'll notice that there's a missing piece here. This one I could tell you I have built and unbuilt like about 3 different times. And for some reason, this part right here, there's 2 bricks that I lost track of. I don't even know how that happened, but I lost track of them. And so now, unfortunately, there's no 2 pieces here, so I'm going to have to try to see if I could find a replacement for that. But this one overall, we rebuilt it yesterday. 322 pieces. If you're watching on Amazon, I'm going to go ahead and highlight it right there. And my favorite feature is, of course, I love that it has the little light on there. But my feature is that you have all of these little like Pokemon entries, right? And they're holographic. They're holographic there. So you have Squirtle, you have Eevee, Pikachu, Charmander, and Bulbasaur. And the way that you kind of switch them off is there's 2 little prongs right here that kind of attach to these parts right here. And if you want to switch it off, you essentially have this little median that can easily come off and you just pop it out. I'm always careful because, you know, when you come to bricks, you think it's perfect and then something happens. So let's go ahead. We're going to be doing Butterfree today, and then if we have a chance, we're going to do Charmander as well. So we're just going to focus on Charmander on our little Pokédex here. But aside from that, yesterday we were all about Bulbasaur, and I also had this little postcard part. This one is recommended 7 and up, and it's 222 pieces. Let me see. Do I have it over here? I could go ahead and put it here. So this one is 222 pieces. It has Ivysaur on there. You have a little tree that this little part right here kind of moves around. It's a little, I would probably say kind of like a cherry blossom. I think it looks like a cherry blossom. It doesn't necessarily say. It's just park scene. And you have Ivysaur, whose ivy leaves can actually move around a little. He is opposable a bit. If you've done Mattel blocks before, you know that they have a whole collection of basically Pokeballs with the different Pokemon on there. And yeah, that is Ivysaur. This one is recommended for ages 7 and up, 222 pieces. So we focused on number 1 and number 2 yesterday, and now we're going to move on and focus on today's build, which is, give me a second. Today we're going to actually focus on Butterfree. If you are watching on Amazon, I can tell you that usually how I run this is you can browse around the carousel. I also have other builds, not Pokemon theme, on my storefront if you want to go ahead and check those out. I usually focus on builds, so if this is something that you are into, you could always go ahead and push the button to follow and subscribe, or subscribe, depending on what platform you guys are on. But today we're going to be focusing on Pokemon builds. We're going to try to get through Butterfree. This one is 582 pieces, recommended for ages 12 and up, and this is part of the Movement collection. I personally, this collection is one of my favorites. And in case you didn't know, where have you been? But Pokemon has actually given license to LEGO to be able to do Pokemon builds. And the first Pokemon official LEGO sets are going to be launching on Pokémon Day, which is this Friday. I'm so excited. My husband did get me one as an anniversary present, which is going to be the one that has Charizard, you know, the mega one. And I'm super excited for that. I have, as you can see, I have Eevee, the one that goes with this set, I guess you could say set. I have Eevee, and I'm kind of half and half on being able to get Eevee and Pikachu right away. I really am working on whether I want to get it right away or I want to wait some time. But I definitely can't wait to essentially do the comparison between them and see how that goes. Hold on. I feel like we kind of need to go up a little bit. Alright. Give me 1 second, you guys. I just have to see something. Where's that one? I have my little Pokemon countdown. But OBS is funny. Okay, there we go. So from here, we're going to go ahead and get started. If you have any questions, feel free to put them in the chat. Other than that, you're going to hear me with random Pokemon stories. And you can also hear, ooh, look at that. Is this like a material one? Interesting. Other than that, you're going to essentially hear Pokemon in the background. So funny story, you guys, and I'm going to go ahead and tell this story right now. I grew up on the anime. I didn't have the ability to essentially be able to play the games. My first Game Boy, like, we got the Game Boy when I was like probably 15, 13, something like that. And it was a hand-me-down, and I only had two games. It was a Wario game, and it was a Metroid. And I can tell you that when it came to Pokemon, my first experience with Pokemon was definitely all about the anime. I didn't really get a chance to really go deep into the Pokemon cards, mostly because unfortunately I felt that one, we didn't have the spare income to be able to put it towards those types of things, which I think explains why I have a fascination with kind of like collecting all of my stuff now. Um, Living vicariously my childhood now in my adulthood. But nevertheless, one of the biggest memories that I have, there's two core memories that I have with Pokemon. And, apart from running home to basically see the lineup on WB, and Pokemon would be on there, it would also be the whole fact that whenever my nieces and nephews would come over, because the way that my birth order goes, I kind of grew up with my nieces and nephews, not brothers and sisters. But when we talk about core memories, I remember that we used to go to the backyard and we used to play Pokemon. And the way that we used to play Pokemon was in our backyard. There was a a kind of like mound where a basketball hoop used to be. That basketball hoop wasn't there anymore, so it was just a mound, and then we had the jungle gym. And one of us used to stand on the jungle gym. We would climb up and stand on the jungle gym. That would be our gym leader. And then from there, the challenger would be at the cement mound where the basketball court used to be. And we used to throw rocks into the middle in between both of us, and we would call out Pokemon. And I can tell you that even though nowadays I think of it as a mom point of view, that was probably one of the worst things that we could have done as kids. It was still one of those things that I personally love and I personally miss. And it's a core memory, and it kind of goes to show you that we were so about Pokemon and that we would find ways to be able to like join in the whole Pokemon hype and make our own memories however we could. So anyways, let's move on. That's my little Pokemon story. Aside from that, I can tell you I watch Pokemon anime from the beginning, from the first episode to the... Ooh. So it's like a little vinyl plastic piece. Okay. We're going to put this aside because I'm pretty sure that's going to be the final item that we're going to put in. I am if you have not seen, I think it's Horizons, which is the latest Pokemon anime with Ash. I personally got chills that moment I got chills the moment that essentially that last battle that we get to see. My husband got to see me and he saw how intently I was like watching it, and that alone was its own core memory, because as an adult I got to see how Ash finally becomes that Pokemon trainer he has always wanted to be. It is kind of sad, especially the nostalgia part of me that is like, oh, we're not going to get any more Ash. But it's 30 years of Pokemon, so you never know what they're going to come up with. We have abridged versions of like different animes. We got Sailor Moon Cosmos, which is essentially the original, just basically, cutting up and made more sense and just streamlined it. So who knows? Maybe it might be one thing that we get to explore during Pokemon Day. We're gonna get to see that, huh? Okay, so this set, we're looking at 582 pieces. And so far that I see, we have bags number 1, number 2, number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5, and number 6. And they all look like mostly small pieces, so I don't think it's going to be so bad, you guys. We'll see. We'll see. Okay. So we're going to start off with, let's see which pages here. We're just going to have number 1. Okay. Bag number 1. depending on where you are viewing today, just feel free to throw some comments in the chat. If you have Pokemon stories, I would definitely love to hear your Pokemon stories. Once we get to a certain part, I will go ahead and kind of give you some of my theories of what we might see from Pokemon Day. I can tell you personally, one of the items that I'm super excited for, because you know that we're going to get one, definitely has to be a new Switch skin, Switch 2 skin. I'm personally hoping that it's going to be Ditto to kind of go along with the Pokopia vibe. But for some reason, especially since it's Pokemon 30, I have a feeling that they're going to focus on nostalgia and kind of doing an homage to green, red and green. I hope I'm wrong, just because I really want that. I really want a Ditto Switch, but I feel like I'm wrong. I feel like I'm not going to get that Switch. Who knows? I hope I'm wrong. Alright, so we're going to start off with our base plate, which is the 4x 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 4x10. And we're going to have this one that I believe you're going to have 1 and 1 sticking on the outside. So the 2x12. Then we're going to add a 2 in the gray. Let's see, where is it? That one's going to be right there. And then a 4. Sorry, you guys. My phone is kind of funny because I always tend to put it on silent, and it always manages to still send me notifications. I don't know if anybody else has that problem. If you do, let me know. If you don't and figured out how to make sure that that doesn't happen, let me know too. Alright. Looks like we're going to basically focus on the base and have everything kind of facing downward. Going to grab our 2x5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is going to be like this. 2x5 next to that, and then there's going to be a single 5 coming along the side over here, and our next base plate, the 10x4, and all of that is going to be attached by a 5x2 in the gray. And this one looks like it's only going to be the corner, so the easiest way we're going to do that is this way right here. You want to be a Pokemon master. Does anybody know if that theory is right? Like, I haven't even looked it up, but supposedly the singer of the Pokemon theme that we all know here in the United States is actually used to be one of the dancers or backup singers for Michael Jackson. If you know if that's true or not, let me know. Okay. From here, it's going to be a single 5 with a in Pokemon World. Okay, so we got a single, a double, and then those two are going to be attached by a double 5 in the gray. Double 5 in the gray. Come on. Number 1. And then those 3 are going to live 1, 2, and 3 on both sides. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And those are going to come over here and kind of fill in this space. Number 1. Ready? From here, it's going to be the 12x2. 12 by 2. Just like this side over here, we're going to be leaving 1 and 1 on each side. And then we're going to use 2 of these squares, 1 and 2. Going to come over here and it's going to be just on the edge. I had my camera over here yesterday, so I'm sorry about that. Crystal, how are you, my friend? Hey, friend. So great to see you. Long time no see. I know. And it's funny because on my camera here for Amazon, I'm actually using my overhead camera. But hi! I feel like I have been so MIA lately. But I was like super excited about Pokemon Day that I was like, you know what? I'm just going to do builds all week leading up to Pokemon. Are you a Pokemon fan? I know that we've talked about Disney Dreamlight. I know that we've been talking about Disney Dreamlight, but I actually don't know if you're a Pokemon fan too. I know that you were there when I was streaming the Game Boy build, but I don't know if you were there for the Pokédex, the first time I did the Pokédex. Pokédex. But yeah, I am all in on this whole Pokemon. I'm like so excited for all the announcements that they're probably gonna do. It's only like a 25-minute showcase, but whatever they have announced, I am so in. I think I've told you already, but I have Pokopia pre-ordered, and I feel like that's gonna take up a lot of my Dreamlight Valley time. But I don't mind. I saw you on YouTube. I know Pikachu. Laugh out loud. That's all my knowledge of Pokemon. Oh no! So you're like, what the heck is she building today? Oh, so you're my hardcore like Disney fan. Did you finally get Dreamlight? I know that you've been asking me questions. So now I'm curious to know if you like finished, if you actually are now playing. If so, you gotta let me know so that I could kind of give you the code for my dream team. That's if you don't have somebody else's dream team information already, because that's one thing that I was kind of a little disappointed in, that you could only like join one dream team, and I know that kind of like is the whole point, that you have one community or whatever, but you only have up until 6 people too. So, you know, I know there is an orange character. I think his name is Charming or something like that. Oh, Crystal, I love you so much. This guy, right? Is that the one? This is Charmander. Oh, girl, I need to get you on Pokemon. Yep, that's the little guy. So wait, you haven't even seen the anime? I can tell you the games. I didn't really start off with the games. The games, I could tell you that I have a little bit of history with. My first one, believe it or not, was, which one was it? I think it was X and Y. And unfortunately, I didn't finish it. I didn't finish X and Y, but all because I kind of lost my 3DS at that point, and I was like, oh, crap. Like, there's no other way to, like, explain it but oh, crap. But then, from there, I played Let's Go Pikachu, and let me tell you, that was a blast. I truly enjoyed that. I know that when it comes to real life, okay, if Pokemon were real and they were here in real life with us, I know for a fact, okay, that one of my 6 companions that would be with me all the time would be Chansey. Now, you know, people are going to be like, why Chansey? And I know, Crystal, you don't know much about Pokemon. But Chansey is the one that you would essentially, like, if you watch the anime, it's the helper, the healer, the one that is going to be with Nurse Joy to, like, help out in the Pokemon Center. So you're like, why would you carry her around, dude? When I played Pokemon Pikachu, Let's Go Pikachu, I OP'd my Chansey to the point that she was a normal type, but she could do everything, and she was like blowing up stuff with like I think I gave her even like psychic powers at one time. But I know that like her Thunder Shock was like her OP status um power. It cracked me up because I was like, yeah, that's definitely something I would do. All right, 1, 2, 3, and 4. And I've been kind of working, especially when it comes to like Pokemon Day. I have been working on these stories. So if you have joined me before, I'm a very big storyteller. Let's see, girl. Yes, that little dude. I've seen the movie with my little nephew. Okay. Wait. So did you ever get the trading cards? I know there was some. I never got into the trading cards. I never really had the spare cash, especially growing up. We kind of had a little bit more low budget for anything like that. So that's why I could tell you that I never got into the Pokemon cards. I have like a starter training game, but I never actually it's still sealed up. But my daughter right now has actually started getting into Pokemon cards. And I guess it's because all her little friends are taking them to school and they're kind of like trading them. They're 5 and 6 years old. I don't know if they really understand what the Pokemon cards are and how to play, but I do know that essentially she gets home and she's like super excited that she has certain Pokemon. That the other day we went to GameStop and she went through the dollar bin and she had like a budget of $6 because yeah, we're talking about budgets with her now because she needs to understand how money actually works. When you have a parent that just loves nostalgia and you have two of those, you tend to like see a lot of toys around the house. So we definitely have to learn that lesson earlier in life with her. And so she actually bought her own little Pokemon cards. And now she's coming back and it looks like she's trading them at school. And I find it so fascinating because she doesn't know how to actually play. But that kit that I have, I forgot what's the name of it, and I have it downstairs, so I can't bring it up so that you guys can like help me or whatever. But I don't know. I think I might crack it open so that she could actually learn how to play with them. Oh yes, that's something school don't teach. They wish I wish they would teach it too. Yeah, it's funny because my husband and I always have like hypothetical situations. And in this hypothetical world where I run everything, you've heard some of my rants before. In this hypothetical world, I own every single school, and one of the first things that you do is you have a real life like situation. Like you have like this econ class, okay? You have this econ class that you have it through every single 4 years, like all 4 years of your high school career, okay? You want to prepare somebody for the real world, you need this econ class. You start off in the first, you get to kind of like, apply for your job or whatever, and you have your living expenses and you could choose what you want to do with your life, but you have to like you see the process not just during a whole month, okay? Because I know that when I went to high school we had something similar, but we only did it for like a week. So no, life is longer than that. So I personally think that there should be like an econ class that makes you go through the whole thing, all all um all 4 years that you're in high school, and they all represent different portions of life. So when you go out into the world straight after high school, that's your freshman year. Like you don't know anything about the world. You have to discover: do you want to go to school? Do you want to start a career? I personally think that depending on the type of person you are, you're adept for school. And some people are just better off going straight into their career because they're more of a trade person. Ooh, that would be great. Yeah. And, then when you get to the second year of high school, it's all about you actually establishing your career. Whether you started as a trade school and now you like have an actual career in what you studied, or you graduated college and guess what? Now you're starting off your life. Now you're understanding. But there's some people, especially in working class, that believe that it's going to be easy for you to go to school and you don't have to work. And I feel like the reality of it, and especially when it comes to the reality of, oh, my housing, how am I going to take care of my housing? Like, those are the little things that I personally, in my hypothetical world, these are the things that I'm teaching kids in my in my schools. But I don't think it's a bad idea. I think it's definitely something that people should kind of consider. Anyways, Rachel, Crystal knows my hypothetical situations here. But anyways, getting back to the whole Pokemon thing, I do have that training thing. It's like Lorcana. Did you ever get into Lorcana? Lorcana also has like starter packs that is like the full board, and they give you like all the directions and stuff. Oh my god, yes. I wish I had that course. It would be so helpful to have a course like that. I told my husband, I was like, I think this is something that we should do with our kids because it'll just prepare them for the future. And so that they have a better expectation of what life really is, because as a teenager, I remember thinking to myself, "Oh my god, I can't wait to leave home and start my life." And there's certain things in life that I planned and it didn't go according to plan, and I basically continued and went down that path later on in life because the funds were there. But I think it just sets a better precedent of what you're facing when you leave home. Oh my god, you see the characters. Yeah. So Lorcana has a kind of like a starter set, and I know that this is the same thing that it is for the Pokemon one that I'm telling you about. I really have to. I'll probably bring it up tomorrow when I stream. Um, but I'm actually thinking of opening that up and learning how to play with Pokemon cards, like play the Pokemon card game with her because I see that she's kind of into it. Now, I also want to do it mostly because I want to see if she's into it because she likes Pokemon, because she has seen the anime with me. Um, funny Yoya trivia for you guys. When she was born, I would like my husband and I did shifts, and I would take care of the night shift, right? Because I'm a night owl, as many of you might know. I'm a night owl. Let's see. For all the learners, but especially for the learners like myself. Is this still in regards to my like hypothetical life lessons class? Or the Lorcana and like Pokemon like uh game, like board game. I'm calling it a board game. I know it's a card game, so I'm sorry, you guys. I feel like some of you might be shutting me. Like that's not what you call it. All right, look at this base. We're getting there. If you're just joining me, if you are on Amazon, I have it highlighted, but we're basically working on the movement Butterfree. This one is 562 pieces. I have the Eevee, which was the first build I did. That one was 1,366 pieces. I feel like I should have probably started with the small one. Yes, in regards to your hypothetical. Yeah, I think just everyone in general would benefit from it. Even if you come from a family that's a little bit more well off, it kind of gives you an understanding of what other people. It kind of falls in the line with like social cues. Let's just put it that way, so you know that where people are coming from. But anyways, um, I really want to kind of like learn how to play Pokemon cards with my daughter. I feel like that would be a core memory right there. And I know that at some point my son would probably get into it. But that's definitely something I'm kind of like looking forward to do. Cuz she loves building bricks with me. And I feel like if we kind of got into doing Pokemon, uh like I said, I don't know what they do because they're 5-year-old and 6-year-old, and maybe perhaps they actually teach her at school. Like they've taught each other how to do the like battles and stuff with the cards. But as of right now, I think it's just an aesthetic thing for her. It's hard for me to believe that she knows how to play. Who knows? She might be the one teaching me. Okay. Nice little maze going on. Let's see here. So this next part, we're gonna build it out. We're gonna start off with a green single and a 2. Green single and 2, and then we're gonna add another green single and 2, and it's gonna be the opposite sides to kind of do that whole brick formation. But yeah, I will tell you, Crystal, if you join me during my gaming lives, once Pokemon Pokopia is out, I'm sorry, but I'm taking a break from Dreamlight. Even like that, you're right now. You're probably telling yourself, like you're telling me through like your breath of you haven't even been on with Dreamlight. All right, I haven't been on with Dreamlight, unfortunately. Where's that one? Oh, I did turn it around. Okay. I was like, that looks wrong. Okay, there. But yeah, I'll be focusing on Pokopia for a bit. I know that that's gonna be my game. It's cozy. I get to be Ditto. Ooh. You can go right ahead because I'd be entertained. Especially when I find those random moments. And you're gonna learn so much from Pokemon by just watching me too. I'll give you some history on like the small history that I know of each one. I really get into it. Alright. Is it the orange one? It's the orange one. Orange one, and we're gonna put in the rotator, and it's gonna have this one right here, I think. It's a small gear. We're starting with the gears. So exciting. Whee! Look at that movement. You got movement. Exactly. That's gonna go right over here. Then we're gonna have a green one. I just still haven't figured out what time. Like, I feel like I haven't really gone live in a while is because it's been cold. And I just want to cozy up on my couch and my blanket, and then like basically underneath my blanket play with like use the Xbox controller. So I think me streaming games is gonna be definitely a summer thing. Oh, and I remember there is a character named Ava. Oh, I know you don't see it. If you're on YouTube, you would have definitely seen me just like kind of like put my hands on my head. Let's see, Ava. I think my sister had a plushie or squirrel. I feel like autocorrect got you on that one, or something like that. Okay, so let's see if you can see these. This is Ava. Okay, it's a little doggy kind. This is Eevee. And fun thing about Eevee, it has more. It is one of the favorites. A fan favorite. Let's see how I can put this. Okay, it is a fan favorite because, and I have a little like mini story that I can't wait to post to you guys because I'm working on this series for social media called Unbox Tales. And it's like inspirations of everything that I have done. Okay, every single time that I'm sitting here building one of these, I start thinking you know, the writer in me kind of comes out, and I started thinking of different things that build kind of reminds me of. And so I'm so excited to basically share that with you guys once that's ready. But yeah, that's Ava, the one that I'm talking about. Perfect. So it is a fan favorite. You might see it everywhere only because it kind of gives you the possibility that you could be anything type of thing. Because this, so one thing about Pokemon, I'm kind of loving this. The whole fact that I'm kind of giving you a little bit like a history and teaching you about Pokemon. I love doing that. You know that I love doing that. Being able to like teach people about certain things. Now, based off of what I know, because I always feel like I have to correct myself and be like, okay, based off of this, I am not an expert. Keep that in mind, people. Be nice. But based off of knowledge that is accessible to me, when it comes to Eevee is one. Eevee right here is one of the fan favorites because people. It's easy for people to relate to Eevee because throughout the generations, um, so every single release of different Pokemon is called generations. Okay, so Crystal, if you hear Generation 1, Generation 2, that's what they mean. So if you follow the games, every single game is a different generation. If you follow the anime, every region, which is the same thing as the game, every region is its own generation. So throughout the years, Eevee has gotten more options, but from the first generation, people have loved Eevee because of the different possibilities that it signifies. Because this um this little guy over here, there's these things called evolution stones. So you could have like this resource that, you know, I'm gonna get into my my Dreamlight Valley lingo too. You're gonna go mine, okay, and you're gonna get these uh, evolution stones. And the reason why Eevee is so likable is because it, at least in the first generation, you are able to evolve it. So when we talk about evolution, it's like the next stage of that Pokemon. Um, and Eevee has three possibilities. That is unheard of. It's not until when you get later into other generations that you realize that there's other possibilities for other Pokemon as well. Oddish being one of my favorite. People can argue with me about that, but I do love that you have two different options for Oddish. Um, but with those evolution stones, Eevee in the first generation, you could use a fire stone and get Flareon. You could use a water stone, Vaporeon, or you could get a thunderstone and evolve it to Jolteon. And that alone gives a lot of people, in a psychological sense, the hope of you could be anything. No matter how much you train as Eevee, it will just make you stronger in your next evolution. Now, there is. I'm probably gonna have to show you the episode of the anime where Eevee comes out and we get to explore the different evolutions, which is kind of funny because I was actually watching that episode with my kids yesterday. I personally, Eevee is one of my favorites, and if I had my 6 companions, it would definitely be one of them would definitely be Eevee. Um, and the reason being is because I've always loved dogs, first of all, and that's like it's like a cute little dog. Like if you have seen Mercedes, it's like my little Mercedes. If you follow me on social, you know who Mercedes look like, who Mercedes is. But I personally relate a lot to Eevee because, yeah, it's easy to see yourself in that Pokemon because as a creator, and I don't mean just like content creator, I feel like as an artistic person overall, If you follow me, you know that I have many different things that I love to create. I love to build. I love to build anything from a build to the furniture in my house to reconstruct stuff that I find in the storage units, right? And jewelry. I love creating. It's one of those things. And I feel like a lot of people relate to them, especially if you to Eevee, especially if you're a creative, because it kind of gives you hope that it's okay for you to be um, a jack of all trades. You know, the saying of jack of all trades and master of none, I feel like it's very demeaning because it's not a matter of not mastering it. It's a matter of just having the want to learn different things. And I feel like that's why it's so relatable. Eevee's so relatable because there's people like that. There's people like me that I can tell you that maybe there's certain things that I have an expertise in. Like if you want to talk operations, I'm an operations manager by trade. But if you want to talk about operations, then yeah, you came to the right person. I have like well over 15 years of experience of being an operations manager. I'm pretty confident that I know my way around a business. But when it comes to the creative side, I feel like I never really got a chance to really explore my creative side, and that's the hope that you have when you see Eevee. That it's not too late. You could always evolve into the next form. Um, you just need to take your time, and that evolution stone is there waiting for you for when you're ready. And I think that's why people relate to it so much, and that's why Crystal, you end up seeing Eevee all over the place because it's one of the fan favorites. Through the generations, as different regions kind of came into play, you definitely have different versions of it. So, like for example, you could be a fairy type with Sylveon. You could be a psychic type, which is my favorite, Espeon. I always say it weird. It always sounds like I'm about to say espionage, but it's just the way that I say it. I feel if you have heard me kind of like comment on my speech, you know that I usually say I think with my Spanish brain and I speak with my English tongue. So that's why some of my words always feel like I'm saying it wrong. It's just my accent, and I apologize. And I put this in the wrong spot. Let's see. I put that one in the wrong spot, you guys. And it's because I didn't notice that I actually have to put it in here. This is already the rotating piece. Okay. Look at that. Okay, this one, if I remember correctly, with Eevee. Okay, let me show you guys Eevee. For my Amazon people, I'm going to go ahead and highlight Eevee. Okay, this is Eevee. This part right here, I feel like that's what we're kind of building for this one. And I can tell you these are the most sensitive parts in this one because it's supposed to rotate too. But I messed up and it kind of like cracked and I didn't get it. And for me to fix it, I kind of have to open the whole thing up. Remember, this is 1,366 pieces. I do not want to open that back up. Alright, so that's my story about Eevee. I kind of went around, and I hope you guys were able to follow that. Ooh, chat. I see that I have like some chat over here, but for some reason it's not showing me. Oh, there we go. You know, it just gave me the notification that you sent me chat on YouTube. That's so weird. Sometimes that takes a while. So anyways, Espeon would be my favorite. She's the psychic type. And in my mind, the Espeon that travels with me, it is a girl. She's so slick. And I have called her May. Like, my Espeon would be called May, just because I feel like it's... And I blame Marvel, and if you ever saw Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., Agent May, that's how I see my Espeon. Ooh, yes. Let's see. Um, let's see here. From here, I had to like collect my thoughts for a second. All right, moving on. Gonna put this one in here. Let's finish off this little part right here before we get into my next character over here. Because you were talking about Charmander too. So that's who Eevee is. Isn't she's one of my favorites? Eevee and Espeon would be part of my crew, my 6 people, my 6 Pokemon. And I'm telling you, I have a whole story of like what does day in the life with Pokemon look like. Just because I am not quick enough with filming, I did not get a chance to put that out for Pokemon in celebration of Pokemon Day. But in all reality, I definitely do have those stories, and I can't wait to share them with you guys. My husband's working on the animation. It's like a nice little story time, so I'm like super excited to see what that looks like. Is that right one? So wait, Crystal, do you know about Team Rocket? This is so exciting for me. Team Rocket. Wait, so what is the pink one in the intro? Wait, hold on. You said, so wait, what is the pink one in the back, in the box? Oh, this one. This one, right? This is Mew. I had to like think about what you were talking about, because I realized that we were on... I don't necessarily think I have a specific one for Mew, but these are the pixelated art ones. This is Mew. You know, I actually don't know much about Mew. We could do a search. I don't know what that is. Girl, yes, I love to learn and look into it more. That one. You think she's pretty? She is. There's also, so you have Mew, which is, I don't know. I never really quite understood if you could kind of classify it like an alien type, because I feel Mewtwo looks like an alien. But it's a psychic type. You know, I actually don't think I know much about Mew. I feel like we don't really get to see much about Mew in the anime, and I think that's why I don't really know much about it. That's interesting. I might have to look up that and like kind of come up with something for that one. I'll get back to you. I'll get back to you and kind of get you more information. Because now that I realize it, I don't really know much about Mew. It's kind of interesting. Let's see here. Alright, so we're going to grab this piece right here real quick. Add that piece. Put it right there. There we go. Yeah, I actually don't know much about Mew. It's, other than that, it's psychic. But Charmander, you were asking about Charmander. So in each generation, like the start of the animes and then the start of the games, you get to essentially go and pick out your starter Pokemon. And every single generation, you have like 3 that you could choose from. Let me see. What's the dinosaur looking one? Is blue one of the... you said dinosaur looking one? Oh, like this one. Do you see this one? I think you're looking at this camera right now. So this is Ivysaur. It's a grass type. I was about to say she's a grass type, but I think we're just gonna try to keep it agnostic right here. So this is Ivysaur. This is the second evolution, because first and foremost you have Bulbasaur, right? And I actually have, when it comes to builds, this is the Bulbasaur I have. I've been eyeing these for a while. I have been eyeing these for a while, and I have not opened them because I was super excited to get started on these. And then the more I look at the box, the more intimidated I get. So that's why these are still in the box. But this is another picture of Bulbasaur. Bulbasaur is a fun little creature because it's a plant type, like a plant type. Is that how we say it? And essentially there's like, you have like the animal part, right? But the thing about Bulbasaur is that you start off, so the first evolution of Bulbasaur just has a bulb, kind of like a flower. And then when it evolves to its second evolution, you start seeing the flower bulb out, so the leaves kind of come down, right? And you have the bulb. And you have the bulb of the actual flower. And then by the time that it makes it to its third evolution, which I don't have an actual visual for you, but its third evolution, the whole flower actually blooms up. That is Venusaur. That one I'm super excited for because I actually have a visual for you when it arrives. And that's going to be the new Pokemon Lego set that is coming out. But so most all, I would probably say like a good 90. Well, okay, if we're talking about the first generation, I feel like the like 90% of all the Pokemon you have 3 evolution stages. I could be wrong. It might be a little bit less. But Bulbasaur, like you have your 3 starter Pokemon, which is going to be Bulbasaur, which if you look at the Pokédex, okay, this is number 1. Then it goes to its 2 evolutions, which would be Ivysaur and then Venusaur, which would be the final evolution. Then you also have your other starter Pokemon, which would be Squirtle, okay, that evolves into Wartortle, and then after that evolves into Blastoise, okay. Then you also have Charmander, which is the little dinosaur fire guy, and he evolves into Charmeleon, and then Charizard. I actually have Charizard, yeah, you can see. Hold on. And I'm pretty sure you have seen Charizard all over the place too. Because I feel that this is definitely a fan favorite. Charizard is definitely a fan favorite. I feel like it's more popular. Charizard is more popular than Bulbasaur or Squirtle. I think I read somewhere that somebody said that a lot of people don't really, when you get the choice in the game to pick your starter Pokemon, I feel that she said that it seems like a lot of people don't really pick Bulbasaur, but it's number 1. That guy, Squirtle, he is the one my sister has a plushie. Okay. Yeah, he's cute. It's hard for me to tell you exactly which one I think is the cutest, but it depends. Like, you know, with AI right now, right? A lot of people have been doing like AI generated what would Pokemon look like in real life. And definitely the doggies, I feel that are my favorite. I've seen him, but I like the little orange one. Oh, when he's a baby? Like, I call him my baby. Yeah, he's super cute as a small, like, as first generation. Not first generation, first evolution. Let me see here. Where am I at? If you're just joining me, I am working on Butterfree right now. It's the motion one. I'm still working on the base. These motion ones take a while when it comes to the base. Especially if you're streaming and chatting. So, I do apologize. Let's see here. We're going to go over here. There's going to be like a little circle. Okay, that's the circle I'm looking for. And this piece, I'm going to add this. These buttons. Mattel loves those buttons, and I feel like they are a hassle sometimes. Okay, it's going to go right there. And let's finish up this bag before I continue talking. I can kind of build while I'm talking, but you guys gotta give me a topic. Yeah, I like him as a baby too. Charmander is cute, especially like if you get to see the anime. Even the voice actor makes him seem like really, really cute. It's like Charmander. See, did you ever watch Avatar: The Last Airbender? Oh, not the stray to off topic, but have you been playing Minecraft quite a bit lately? Oh, you've been playing Minecraft? I don't know if you do. No, I don't. The Minecraft that I play is the Dungeons one. That it's kind of like almost like a Diablo, like over the top RPG. I think it would be RPG. Don't shun me, you guys, okay? I try my best when it comes to classifying every single game, but sometimes I just have to use my description of what kind of game it is. Because sometimes I feel like certain things get kind of like all convoluted, and there's like different mechanics that can belong in one type of game, and then yeah. Let's see, what kind of is this one? How long have you been playing Minecraft for? I'll tell you about my one experience with Minecraft. Okay, I have never played Minecraft before. Our nanny that was helping us out when we first moved here, she played a lot of Minecraft, and she actually taught my daughter how to play. And my experience with Minecraft was that they had built this massive like mansion, okay? And it cracked me up because out of nowhere my daughter decides to play without our nanny here, and she felt very confident that she knew exactly what she was doing. And she didn't realize, so this mansion that they built, they had like a little indoor waterfall. And in that indoor waterfall, she went ahead and she accidentally like pushed the button where she kind of mined like the kind of wall off. I don't know exactly what she did. That it started flooding the mansion. Mind you, I love watching games that do this. So I have watched other Minecraft players because I love these different things that happen, especially when it's like a mistake. If you've ever played Sea of Thieves, one of my favorite things that I have ever seen on Sea of Thieves is how my husband was playing, okay? He was playing, and then all of a sudden he left the boat. It was anchored, and he went to this little island. I know, now I'm going from Minecraft to Sea of Thieves, but it's a related story. Let's see, I've been playing only for the short time. I have been playing with my baby sister, but my sister has been playing for years. Oh, so you're like trying to keep up right now. Because they build like if you have been playing Minecraft, like you can build, and you're like way ahead of the game, realistically speaking. because you just know your way around of how like to build. It's uh it's definitely funny. Um, but the story about Sea of Thieves, I was watching my husband play because he was trying to talk me into playing it, and I did get into it. Just like the third person view always gets me. It always gets me motion sick no matter how often I play it to make sure that I get used to it. This is why shooters and I don't agree. One, it's the camera. Second, it's that I really suck at shooters. Like I have no aim even in video games. But anyways, so I was watching him play and he left his boat to go and see this island that he came across. When he came back, he realized that the boat was no longer there, okay? So not only did he did they loot his boat, so they took away apparently another player came in. He looted the boat, okay? He looted the boat and I guess he heard like a big explosion because they bombed it, so the boat ended up sunking into the bottom, and so he basically lost everything in a matter of like 5 minutes that he was going off to this island to essentially get that stuff. So I love watching games like that. That one little thing that you do can cause such a ripple effect of like problems. I find those games to be hilarious and I love watching them. And that's essentially what happened to my daughter with Minecraft that day that she decided to play. Mind you, she was still kind of learning how to play, because she would watch, like she would tell the our nanny what she wanted to see, and then she would okay, I was like, I'm about to do the same thing again. She would tell our nanny what she wanted to see, and our nanny would help her create it. So the whole fact that I didn't know how to explain it to her of how to be able to do things, she got so frustrated with me. And so she started building something else in this big mansion that they created. And I don't know how she did it, but she mined right through that wall that had the waterfall. Next thing I know, she's like, "Mommy, mommy, I need help." Mind you, I am not where I could see the TV, so I'm not even sure what she's like. Like to me, mom alert goes on, right? And I'm like, "Oh my god, what's going on? What's going on?" It's all about her essentially having this issue with her waterfall inside the game, okay? And she's like, "Can you help me? Can you help me?" I tried figuring out how to help her the best to my ability, and let me tell you, it didn't quite go the way that she thought it was going to go, because I made more of a bigger mess. That waterfall not only was like in the inside, but now it was also leaking water on the outside too. So I ended up creating a pond, almost kind of like a moat around her mansion, because this water just kept on flooding all over the place. And then from there, it took me a while to understand how to build, but I was able to help her out. She was able to use the bucket to get the water out and add it to the moat. But then I was able to kind of like patch it up, but it was a complete wall at this point. I was like, I am not chancing the whole fact that it's gonna overflow and come around the top. So when our nanny came back, because that was like a day that she wasn't here, she had been playing for a couple of days afterwards. But when our nanny came back the following week, she looks at the game and she's like, "What did you do?" And so we had to explain to her that we ended up having a flood inside of their mansion. and, and then the first thing that my daughter tells her is like, "Mommy doesn't know how to play Minecraft. Can you help me, because she destroyed our house." Mind you, I'm not the one that caused the flood. It was her. But I destroyed their house. Have you had any of those types of things happen to you yet, Crystal? see. This one. See, these seem so simple to me because I love the Technic sets for LEGO, which have a lot of these gears. If you're not a fan of those sets, I usually don't recommend these to you because it's definitely um a lot of different gears. Just like the Bowser. Bowser had a lot of gears too. Let's just say my sister creates a separate world from me to play in. Oh my goodness, you need a stream. I need to watch you play this. I am not going to be getting myself into Minecraft anytime soon. I have learned my lesson with that one time. I think that's why I'll stick to dungeon. Minecraft Dungeons. That's the one I play. And I'm going to stick to that one. Alright, so that's 1, 2, and 3. That's going to be sideways over here. This is missing a piece. Is it? Why is it not? Oh. What am I missing there? Oh, I totally missed a whole part. Did I? I think I just put it in the wrong spot. No, that's fine. Is that gonna reach? That's not gonna reach. Oh, that doesn't belong there. Okay. Sorry, you guys. Sometimes I get so into like the little mini gears and stuff that all of a sudden I'm like, well, this doesn't make sense. And it's because I'm looking at it wrong. I think that's why I prefer having the instructions on my computer and following them off of there instead of the booklet. But that's one thing that I would probably say that Lego is able to do, that has Lego has done that Mattel hasn't, which is once they don't have that build available anymore to buy, they usually don't have this manual online anymore. You have to like find it through a third party. And I completely forgot to do that today before I went live. And I was like, I am not going to like try to look for that. My 3-year-old nephew is getting into Mario, so he can't wait to get a Switch again to play with. Oh, you can't wait to get a Switch again to play with him and my brother-in-law brother. Your brother-in-law's brother. I think I followed that. Got me a backbone device, and I'm playing Minecraft on my phone. Oh, those backbones are amazing. That sounds kind of weird. But those are great. Honestly, I have taken my husband's every once in a while. These are extra. I've taken my husband's every once in a while. To play some of my yes, I still play Farmville, you guys. Judge me. I'm allowing you to judge me right now. But I actually use it to play Minecraft. And then I tried playing Dreamlight Valley off of the iOS. I do not like it. I think the biggest thing there, they really are. Yeah, they make it so accessible. And I think you could also do cloud gaming on your phone, can't you? Is that how you're playing Dreamlight? Or are you trying to figure out how you play Dreamlight? They make it just so more accessible to be able to play different games on there. And I love that. I don't necessarily play a lot of mobile games that are action-based. So most of my games on my phone are like, I have Diner Dash on there. Like on Apple Arcade, yeah. I cannot do Dreamlight Valley on Apple Arcade. I feel like a lot of it has to do with the whole fact that you can't sync it up to your the build that you already have. Like you can't log into Gameloft on there. And you know, I think that kind of sucks because I think it all has to do with the whole fact that they can't monetize a lot on the microtransactions. So like if you were to buy the DLC, they can't monetize off of that. So I think that's why Apple Arcade functions the way that it does because of the monetary value in it. And I personally think that sucks because I feel like they're missing out on a lot of people. Like I did the free month that I had of Apple Arcade, and I was like, oh, I'll definitely like use it. My husband told me that supposedly it started syncing with Gameloft. It did not. He lied to me. And I personally was like, okay, well, this is not working out how I want it to. And then when the latest, what was it, Ally came out, so I was playing Dreamlight on Apple Arcade, and it sucks. It does. I hate to say it, but it sucks on Apple Arcade. You just don't get the full experience, I feel. And unfortunately, I don't even understand why it's still on there. Because I know that that was originally how it was beforehand. And so when he told me that I was going to be able to sync it to my Gameloft, I went ahead and I logged back in. Nah, did not work. And I feel like I lose out on a lot because a lot of the features that we have been hoping for and everything when it comes to... Is it a circle? Hold on. It is a circle. Okay. A lot of the features that we've been hoping for when it comes to the stuff that they have slowly evolved in that game, you miss out on all of that in Apple Arcade because I don't know. I really don't know. I hope I'm wrong and it's not all about monetizing on what people buy on Apple Arcade, but they need to fix that. I personally would love to be able to use my phone to play Dreamlight Valley, but they don't make it easy. But yeah, on my phone you'll find my basic games. You'll find Farmville. You'll find... I should probably stream off of my phone one day and play Farmville for you guys. Take you way back. That'd be something. And did I put that in the wrong one? I put it in the wrong one. Hold on. There we go. From there we got the... Which one's this one? They're all starting to look the same. Okay. Alright. Then we got our gears. We're going to have this one right over here. We're going to grab 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The sixth one. Grab a little white rotator. Add it to the bottom piece. And grab this one. Let's see. We're going to have the X sticking out. The X is not sticking out. The X is facing the wrong way. That's not good. That's not good, you guys. Look. The rotator part and then the X is facing a different way. That's not what it's supposed to look like. Does that mean that there's a different one? There's a different one. Look, I'm fighting over one that I have. So my idea was like getting a tablet and getting an Xbox controller. That works. I've done that. When I travel, I've used my laptop before, but make sure that if you do the tablet part, don't do an Apple tablet. Don't do an iPad. Make sure that's an Android base. You should be able to download Xbox app on there. But if you do Apple, I feel like they kind of try to coax you into being able to do Apple Arcade. So they make it kind of harder. I personally feel that the app, like the Xbox app on my phone, is much slower. But I think it's because they're probably trying to get you to go onto their ecosystem. So it works with cloud gaming. It should. You do know that there are some TVs that have cloud gaming too. Like in our guest bedroom, we have I think it's an LG. LG has that partnership, I think. I'll double check for you. But if you have like a TV, like if you don't want to have a handheld device, if you want to do it on a TV, some smart TVs have cloud gaming already available on it. And all you do is you go to your Apple store. Yeah, you go to your App Store, search up, I think it's Cloud Gaming, Xbox Cloud Gaming, because there's two different apps. You're going to have the Xbox app, and then you're going to have the Xbox Cloud Gaming app, I think. If I remember correctly, we have two, like my phone, I have two apps. I have those two separate apps. On the TV, I think it's two separate apps too. I have to double check. But you can essentially as long as you have the credentials for your Xbox Live, you should be fine. And you should be able to just basically start it up and go. Really. Did I do all of that the wrong way? I did. Look at this. Okay. This all. Let's see. What's the easiest way for me to do this? This all belongs on the other side. All that. There we go. Okay. Let's see. If it's facing this way, this is going to be on this side. And it's 1 and 2. This one. And then this one is going to come around this way. I'm so intent on trying to make sure that this stays put by putting, like, I kind of like pushed it all the wrong way. Alright, really? See, I wonder if that mensch method works on the phone. Which method exactly? Like, yeah, like, what do you mean? I haven't really tried, like, I haven't really explored much with the Xbox app and um Xbox gaming with my phone. It just depends, I feel, based off of what phone you have. Do you have an iPhone or do you have like a Android? Cloud gaming method? I think it really depends. If you have if you have an Android phone, I feel like you have better luck than if you had an Apple phone. I feel like Apple is so about making sure that their ecosystem, you stay in their ecosystem, that the cloud gaming app on there is okay, but not the best. Like you could still use it, um, but like I said, on my phone, I have Apple. I have two different apps. I have the Xbox app, which usually I use to be able to download stuff remotely to my Xbox and buy games, upload, like, any money that I might get for Xbox, that type of stuff. And then I have a separate app for cloud gaming. So you just need to make sure that you have the right app. But realistically speaking, when it comes to Xbox, they have made it really easy for you to be able to just pick up a device and go. Like, if you kind of like take a look at their business model, that's essentially one of their biggest focuses is you got to remember that Xbox is part of Microsoft, and Microsoft is a a technology company first, right? They your computer, even if you don't want to, like unless you have an Apple, you are essentially you have Microsoft all over the place, okay? And so you kind of have to remember that their goal is to get as much usage and as much people on their platforms as best as possible, because everyone uses who uses a PC is basically using their technology. So you kind of have to look at it that way, where it's like they are focusing on the consumer when it comes to giving them the accessibility to different things. So the way that they're going to continue into the future, I predict, is all about um, how they navigate the the PCs and like TVs and being accessible to everyone, because you got to understand that depending on what your tax bracket is, you can't afford having a new Xbox every single 5 years, right? But if you invest in a smart TV, you want to make sure that you get the most out of it. That's what I love about Xbox, that it's portable. Yeah, like they really have focused on making sure that you're able to play and have the Xbox name in mind um when you think about portability. That's why I'm pretty sure you just need to find the app, um Xbox gaming app, and I think you should be fine. I know that Amazon, I feel like they got this for, I don't know if they did, okay? Don't quote me, you guys. But I do feel that when Amazon was messing around with games, because I think they still have gaming studios, but it's not as relevant, like as prominent anymore. They decided not to go that route that much anymore. But they had Luna, I believe. I think it was Luna, and essentially their idea was that it was, since you could already have Amazon Prime on any smart TV, they had the Luna app, which was Amazon gaming app, and all you would have to purchase, it was like the idea of the Chromecast, right? That you had to buy this device, and then you would have your like their games accessible to you. If you still have a Luna, I think it's called a Luna. I'm not sure. Do let me know. But yeah, Luna. Yep. Um, and all you had to worry about purchasing was the controller, because that was the only thing. You know, and that's the thing about Xbox. If you notice, you can essentially, like your computer, you can Bluetooth your controller to it. If you have a TV, that's how you do Xbox gaming on a TV. You can't do it with a remote control, but if you have a Bluetooth controller, just our regular control Xbox controller, you sync it up to the TV, and now you're able to play gaming off of there. You have the backbone, so you should be able to, as long as you're able to log into Xbox cloud gaming, you should be able to play off of that. Let's see. That's their side duck. Just be number one. Let's see, that's two. This one goes the same way. Same again. We all live in a Pokemon world. Wanna be the greatest master of all. Alright. I'm gonna have this one that has the two hinge openings. If I can find it. There we go. I wanna And then 3 of these in the gray. 1, 2, and 3. Look at that. It looks like a kebab. I'm getting hungry, you guys. It's a kebab. Alright. See, I love these builds, but if I'm being honest with you, when it comes to all these pieces that are kind of like interlocking like this, it drives me crazy because sometimes I put it on wrong, and the moment that I do that, I sometimes don't notice that I did it wrong until it's too late. And I'm afraid that that's what's going to happen today. That's going to happen today. You're going to watch me lose my shiznits. You are. Because I'm paying attention, but I'm not paying attention. And I know I'm going to end up putting it in the wrong spot. Alright, from there, this one right here is going to be the red barrel. Where is that going to go? Right through. Red barrel. Here's this little loop. And there's a cap. Where is the cap? This is the cap. That's wrong. Does the cap have a certain way it goes? Let's see. No, I don't think it does. I just think... No! Yeah, I don't know how I'm supposed to do that. Oh, did I? Okay, I see what I did. So how does that work? And it's because I got overzealous and I put it in the little crisscrossy instead of where it belongs. Alright, so now that's there. We add this one. We add the barrel. Barrel with that part facing down. Yes. Because it still has the other part. There we go. Cloud gaming. You know what game I started playing? It's like a little indie game, but I was like, oh, this is super cute. There's a little game called Sopa. It's off of Game Pass. And it's like the adventure of like a kid who gets into the pantry, and there's like a whole new world, and he keeps going back and forth into the real world to basically get all these items to survive, like make it through. And it's because he's after, I think, a squirrel or a frog, I don't remember, that stole the potatoes from the pantry. It's a cute game. I need to make a video about that game. Alright. That side right there. That one. Oh no! Okay. Did I not notice that? Oh lord. Okay, no. It has to be this side. This is what happens, you guys. I get so overzealous, and I think I'm doing it right. Alright, so that's 1 and 2. Okay. 1, 2. Gonna add this one and 2 of the wheels. Then it's going to be this one facing the same direction, and we seal it up with this piece. It's gonna be 1, 2, and 3. And then we're gonna add the crank. It should be on the opposite side. Alright, that should do it. This is the part that drives me crazy because you have to be very precise in making sure they go land the right way. And everything has to be flush. If it's not flush, it's gonna it's gonna mess with how it falls. Let's see. There we go. I think now it's gonna be good. There we go. That's 1, 2, and 3. Ready? Look! We got rotation. And that one stopped. That one popped up. Does that mean it has to be rotating the certain way? Hold on. Look! No! It keeps popping. Where does this one go? Oh, I see why it popped. Because that one is technically not put on. But we got some rotation. Okay. Let's go. Next one. Before I end up like undoing it again. Alright. Let's see. And from there, we're going to add a tall 3 in the yellow. That one's going to come over here. And the corner piece, I believe, is going to go in the corner. Thanks for the follow, Chelsea. I hope I'm saying that correctly. Thanks for the follow. I appreciate that. Big Pokemon fan? Or building fan? Which one is it? So, if you are just joining me, I am celebrating Pokemon Week this week by building all of my backlog of the Mattel building Pokemon builds. I have such a large backlog only because I thought I was going to have time to basically build most of these. And one, I didn't. But second, when LEGO announced that they finally got the IP licensing for Pokemon builds, you know, one thing led to another, and I kind of found myself having to buy, like, wanting to buy every single Mattel build that I would find, because I know for a fact that if they have now the licensing, that most of these that are in front of me right now, we might not actually see these or these types of builds in a long time. So that is why I have such a big backlog, because I went crazy trying to get as many of those as I could, because I knew that, you know, full disclosure, I'm a reseller myself, but I know that when I say that I'm a reseller, I usually find stuff in storage and I resell that, so it's thrifted items. But I know that right now there's a lot of resellers trying to get as many of these items as possible because they're going to be off market. Most of them are starting to kind of go lower in price. So if you see one that you like, whether it's here on Amazon or anywhere else in the world, you should definitely go for it, because um I don't think they're gonna last, unfortunately. I know that there's people that are like, well, it's not Lego, and so therefore I'm diehard Lego person. But these are Pokemon, okay? If you are a Pokemon fan and you love building, I definitely recommend these, because honestly, I have had so much fun whenever I build one of the Mattel ones. It's not the same, doesn't feel the same as having a Lego piece, but you know, like, come on now. I have little Eevee over here. She's so cute, okay? The tail itself was phenomenal. Face detailing was amazing. Um, I really want to get my hands on the Pokemon Eevee and the Pokemon Pikachu to see how they differ. I know that online I've seen a lot of mixed emotions when it comes to Eevee's face and Pikachu's face. So I kind of need to see that for myself and see what I think. But if you are a builder and Pokemon fanatic, lover, whatever you want to name yourself, and you find me on social, which easiest way to find me is just going to my link tree. It's usually in my bio, and you choosing what platform you connect with me on. You should let me know if you end up building both the Mattel and Lego ones. When it comes to Eevee and Pikachu, I want to know what you guys think. I want to know what you think of the build itself, the characteristics of the build, because we're all going to have a different point of view, because we're all fans at different levels. And I feel like that's one of the things we kind of have to keep in mind, especially when it comes to people's perspective. Oh, people's perspective when it comes to creators. Like, you can't necessarily like say, "Oh yeah, she has a point," and you kind of push aside the whole fact that you are a big fan of Eevee, and even if it doesn't look like Eevee, you're still gonna build it. Cause, like, come on now, Nanoblocks has Eevee, and that one doesn't look anything like. Well, it kind of does look like Eevee, but it's a pixelated Eevee. So just, if you decide to build those, keep me in mind. Come and tell me what you think, what you thought, and was it worth it? I know that I'm probably going to get my hands on it at some point. Don't know exactly when. Um, I have the the mega build, so the one that has Charizard, Blastoise, and Ivysaur on its way, because my husband got it for me as an anniversary present. But aside from that, I think I'm going to take my time with pretty much getting the rest of them when it comes to Pikachu and the Eevee build. I am super excited though, because the pre-order he got comes with the gym badges, so I'm super excited to see those gym badges come up. Let's see. Make another one of these. I'm gonna grab these hinges. Put in the rotator one. That one's gonna go on the top. That's one. And then build the second one. Rotator. And that one's gonna be on the bottom. Okay. Then from there, it's going to be this longer one. I think it's this one. Yes. And that is on the bottom this way. Add in the crisscrossy. And then we have this one. And there we go. from there, we're going to grab these orange ones with these, I believe. 1 and 2. Rotator goes inside. That's 1. Rotator inside. That's 2. These are going to go on either side over here. That's 1. And that's 2. There we go. They rotate. And for a moment there, I thought I put it the wrong way because they were all facing the opposite way. They were like on its butt. I was like, oh no! Alright, so now we're going to grab a single 5, put this tall single 4 on top with the tall 2 on top. That's the closed one. Have that facing out. This one right here is going to have this one, a single 2 with a green 2 tile on top. I lie. That's not what it's gonna have. Because before that happens, we're gonna add a tall 4 in the purple with a tall L next to it. Then we're gonna add these. Okay. From here, this one, let's see, which piece is that? That should be this piece right here. It's only gonna do the 1. No, it should be 2. This is going to come to the back. Hey! I think it's going to be resembling this part right here. Right there. Well, let's see. Then from there, if this is facing me like this, and that's facing me, there we go. Okay. I got really quiet there. That episode cracks me up. There we go. I guess that part doesn't actually rotate. Oh well. I think I got it right. This is when I start questioning whether I'm actually doing this correctly, even though I'm taking a look at this. Alright. From there, it's going to be a single 5. Single 5 with another single 5 on top. I need the caps, double side cap on each side. That's 1. That's 2 with 1. Right there. this one that's going to come over here with the 2. Okay, we're almost done with the base. I can feel it. We're starting to layer on top. So this is going to be fun. You guys ready? I really do wonder if this is fine right here. I don't think that one actually has any motion, really. I think it was, those rotators were just to make sure that it was in the right angle, I feel. Okay, so from here we're going to grab 2 of these. I'm going to add one on this side. How's it going to go? I think it's going to be off the edge just like the Eevee was. So that's 1. Together forever. The end of time. If you've seen the anime before, you know exactly which song I'm singing. And remember, I watch the anime religiously at least once fully from like fully at least once a year. Like my kids know, my daughter especially knows when it's Pokemon time. Because I usually watch the whole series from like the beginning to the end. When she was born, that was the show that I would be watching while I was kind of nursing. Like, my husband is a night person. No, my husband's a morning person. I'm a night person. So we kind of like shifted out when it came to our kids. And I would watch the anime while I was doing my graduate program. My graduate certificate program. And while I would be getting ready to like feed her at 3 o'clock in the morning and stuff. Pokemon has been there for me, okay? Maybe in the sense of the anime, maybe I don't really have like that much history with the games, but I definitely have a whole history when it comes to the anime. Alright, we're going to start layering and covering up this piece right here. This is a 4 by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 4 by 8. Cover it up. Bye-bye, holes. See ya later. Okay. And then that's that side. Here we're going to add 4 to the edge. Yeah, that's 1. Gonna add another one of these single 4s over here at this edge, and then going to add a plate over here. It's all covered. All right, now we're gonna go over here and fill in the gaps with the single 4 over here. Nope, that's the wrong single 4. No. Okay, I got overzealous, you guys. It's not even a single 4. We're gonna do 2 of these on each side. So that's 1. Oh, I guess that makes sense. It gives it more of a finished look. I just wanted to rough it out. That's what I want to do. That's 1 and 2. That piece. What am I missing there? I'm missing the whole piece there. Okay, hold on. I don't know how I didn't put it in there. See, this is what happens sometimes. If you've joined my streams before, you're used to this. You're used to seeing how I mess up. And if so much, you probably have bets already of, oh, she's going to screw this up. And there we go. Lapras is one of my favorite Pokemon. I actually don't think I have it as part of my traveling buddies that I would add. Maybe I might change it. I probably would have Lapras. Once again, people, I think with my Spanish brain, I talk with my English. tongue. Okay. So let's see. Who would be my 6 companions? I actually believe I would travel. If Pokemon were real and they were here, I would start off with... Okay. Ditto has to be number 1. I've always loved Ditto. I am so happy about Pokopia because I get to play as Ditto. So Ditto is a no-brainer. Ditto is number 1. Okay? As an operations manager, I could tell you that that is such a niche Pokemon to have. Because anything I need, like say for example, if I'm putting on an event, it could help me out like nothing. Of course, it's gonna have like its little Ditto eyes on whatever it is helping me with, but I'll take that. I'll take that. Then, so let's see. We get to travel with 6 Pokemon. My first Pokemon would definitely be Ditto. My second Pokemon would be Espeon. I always say it wrong, you guys. I'm sorry. I feel like my accent gets in the way. Then from there, who would it be? Where does that go? Oh, I see now. Eevee would be part of that list. Of course. And I would keep it as Eevee. I would not evolve it in any other shape or form later on in life. Like, it's staying Eevee. So that's 3. I've always loved Lapras, so I think I would add Lapras onto that. Ooh, I have to have Chansey. I overpowered my Chansey every single time I get the chance. And Chansey has to be part of my team. Is the helper. I feel like it just belongs there. It has to be there. Let's see. Who else? That's 4? That's 4. I'm missing... No, that's 5. I need 1 more. Oh, my Alolan Ninetales. I love Alolan Ninetales. I love Ninetales in general, but Alolan... The elegance of the Alolan Ninetales. I need that in my life. Especially if she's like walking everywhere with me. Could you imagine? Crystal, if you're still around, just Google Alolan Ninetales and you'll get it. But yeah, those would be my travel companions. No. Come back. Where'd it go? I lost it. No. Okay. Let me finish up this side. That's a top part, so I know that... That's a top part, so I know that I'm going to have to go back and grab it anyway. Then we're going to do a 4 over here with this one right over here. There we go. This one, we're going to do an L off the edge, an L, double 3, square on the edge over here, and then another L over here. Right there. I'm going to do the 5 in this open spot over here. Cover that up, right? Till the end of time. And then this one right over here. There we go. All set. If you're just joining me, we are working on Butterfree. Gonna go ahead and highlight it if you're visiting me on Amazon. And we are on to bag number 3. I am taking my time today, though I won't lie, I kind of have an hour and a half, so I need to speed up. Alright, so we're on to bag number 3. Bag number 3! Yay! Bag number 3. We're almost done with the base. Quite honestly, the same thing happened with Eevee. The base on these are much more time consuming than any other part. And it's only because of all the gears you have there and the smaller pieces that you're working with. And I think that's why they usually recommend these for, you know, 12 and up. Like this one right here is 12 and up. Eevee was 18 and up. And trust me, I understand why. Let me see. The trio seems to be 12 and up, and I think 13 and up, and I think Golbat is 13 and up too. Pikachu. I'm excited to build this one. I have this one scheduled for Thursday. But I'm pretty sure I'm gonna have to like split this one up in 2 sessions because I don't know if I'm gonna finish it on one stream. Cause that one is 1,053 pieces. Eevee was 1,366 pieces, and that one took me 8 hours to build. I wasn't even prepared for how long it was gonna take me. If I'm being honest. I was like so ready to kind of like go for it, and then I just realized you changed your profile photo on here. Yeah! Okay, so it's all unison in all my channels now. So if you kind of like go in and you go to like all my channels, all of them should have that. Amazon still has my photo on there. But for the most part, all of my channels now has my new animation I made. Let's see. Okay, we're going to start off with 5 of these 5x2s. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. This is where it's going to get a little tricky based off of what I see. We're going to try our best to not mess up. Hey, I'm back. Unfortunately, my phone is on 3%. Oh no! Do you have to head out, or are you back? Either way, I'm pretty sure that you'll be able to charge your phone and I'll still be here. Just because. So far, that's what it looks like. Let's see. And then we're going to add 2 of these. So it's going to be 1 over here, and then the 2, where is it? This one over here. Gonna add this one on this side. Right there. Gonna add this one into this little crevice. 1 and 2. There we go. I'm pretty sure this is the part that when it came to Eevee, I messed up. Because I started layering all the pieces and I didn't check to make sure that the little stem was still in place. And that is why I don't want to go back and try to fix it. Alright, so I still have these 3, which are just going to go along over here on the side. So right here, I believe that's going to be 1. Nope, that's not a 5. I only did the 3. Okay, hold on. That's a 4. That's the same 4 I threw. Oh no. Alright. Should be 5. That's 1. 2. And 3. I probably should have started with the inside first. Okay. This part right here is going to have rotator. I think this is the one that's going to control the flapping of the wings. Okay. From there, we're going to hold it like this. And we're going to start off with some of the tiling with a 4. No, a 3 tile. Let's go over here with the 3 tile. Put it right down the middle. This little doohickey right here, a single green one. Single green. And then it's going to be 4, and those are the 5s. That's 1, 2, 3, and 4. That's 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay. From there, we're going to work on the back part. The back part is going to start off with a 2x4. That's 1 and 2. That's 1 and 2. There we go. 1 and 2. Then it's going to be a 5x2. This one over here. Right across. 5x2. With a single 2 along the top. Make sure this one is going to be a very small space, I believe. Single 2 and then another single 2 right here. And that's where I messed up last time with this one, with the Eevee, that I didn't make sure that this was standing up correctly. So when I went to like for the gear, it kind of popped off and it was already in the wrong spot for it to be salvaged. This was going to be a 2 and the speed of light. And then it's a green one. Green 4. Here we go. See? I know you can't see it, but this unhooked from the one that it had to be here. And that's what happened. So now I'm like very vigilant of making sure that that doesn't happen again. Alright, so 3 tile down the middle, and then it's going to be a 4 tile, 1, and 4 tile down here. On this side is going to be a 4 tile over here. So do keep in mind, even though I'm on hour, I'm on my 2nd hour, it does not take that long, okay? I've just been taking breaks in between and like chatting. But it does not take this long to do this build. It's going to be 6x2, 1 and 2. and a 4. Okay, if this is standing like this, that means this one over here is going to come over here. That's 1. And 2. And this one. There we go. From there, it's going to be a 4. Single 4. That single 4 is going to come over here on this side. That's 1. Single 4. Double gray. Going to come over here on this side. And how does that work? Oh, that's why. No, that's fine. Is it going to close up? I think it's going to close up. Yeah, it does. Okay. So yeah, these are not going to rotate. Those are just standing there. That's fine. Okay. I'm going to start off with some tiling over here. Make sure I get the right sides. I guess it's going to be this one. Let's actually start off with the corner. The corner is probably going to be the easiest way to start. So this way. That's 2, and then the square tile right here, right there, and then this one come over here. Tiling. All right. Gotta start off with this one. That's the 2, so it's gonna be a smaller one. So you want to be a Pokemon master. There. Pokemon master. They went so hard with these songs and I love it. Like, quite honestly, I think I love anime music because they always go so hard. One of the ones that is like stuck in my head right now is definitely the what's it called? The theme song to Apothecary Diaries. Like, that song goes really hard and I love it. It's like on my Spotify list right now and my Amazon Music list. I always get so hyped when I'm like listening to it. I'm gonna be the master of Pokemon. Number 1. I live in a Pokemon world. And then if you've ever heard the actual songs in full length, they like keep up the hype throughout the whole song. Like, my kids actually know the original theme song from like the beginning to end, not just the part that you hear on the anime, but like the legit whole song. Check my hand. We all live in a Pokemon world. Wanna be the greatest master from all greatest master in a Pokemon world. Who am I saying? Better than all the rest. Wanna be the master of Pokemon. Have the skills to be number one. Pokemon world. I'm trying not to sing to like not mess up with your guys' ears, but it's so hype. I have to sing. Alright, this side right here, we're going to do a single 4 in the inside over here. That's it. That's one. This one is going to be the same length. That's 2. Corner. I'm going to take up the 4. That's 1. And this one right here is going to take up the rest on this side. Over here, we're going to have, I believe we have the 2 as well. So it's going to be the small one first. And then the larger one on the other side. Right there. With a green prong. This prong tile one. And our corner. I like the shape of this grass. There's like a lot of life here. Look at that. Okay. If you're just joining me, we are working on Butterfree. Butterfree is recommended for ages 12 and up, and it is a total of 582 pieces. You know, I always wonder when it comes to that count of pieces, are they counting the pieces that are on the build themselves, or are they also counting the pieces that are extra? Like if I were to count it out, am I going to have more than 582 pieces because of the extra pieces, or am I going to have a complete 582 pieces and the build itself is not that much? Like, I am curious to know, how does that work? How does it work? I don't know. I'm curious. So if you know how that works, let me know. Alright, let's see here. Yay! We get to do more of this piping over here. Alright, let's see. That one's going to be 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's not it. First one is going to be 6. 6 is going to have these with the short side in the black one here. So that's going to be 1, 2, with skipping 1, adding another one right here, and then the 4th one is going to go on the last space. No! There you go. Okay, rotators on. We're going to grab an L. That L is going to go in the second and third one. Okay. From there, we're going to grab the 4 with the crisscrossies. Yeah, and it's going to go in the first round hole, like that. Once again, if you're not into the gears, build with gears, I do not recommend it. That's where you're going to spend most of your time. And remember, this is a smaller build in comparison to Eevee. Eevee took me 8 hours. This one shouldn't take me more than like probably 2 hours. We're just at hour 3 because I started chatting with you guys. So don't get discouraged if you decide to do this one. And then this one is going to go right in here. Is it going to be the last one? Oh no. Oh, there we go. I was like, why is mine taller? Remember. How does that work? This is supposed to... Oh. It's because it didn't go all the way. Okay. I started freaking out a bit, you guys. Okay. Doesn't look exactly like the picture, but I'm on the right track. Alright, then we're going to have our little crisscrossy over here. This crisscrossy is going to be attached to one of these facing down. Then that one, let's see. Let's make sure this time it does look like it. This one's actually going to go here on the side. Right there. With another one kind of closing it in on the opposite side. It's going to face the same direction as the other one that we just put in, which is facing down. And since it's not a rotator, I actually have to make sure that it's facing the right way. So that's 1 and 2. From there, it's going to be, this is a 6. And let's see here. This one. There we go. Got it. I got it. We got it. Yay. Okay. Can you see that rotation? This one's much more smoother, but I think it's because I actually paid attention to make sure that some of the items didn't kind of like move out of its space. Oh, this is going to be so cool. She's going to be flapping her wings. Alright. We're going to use another one of these. This one is to hold this piece in place. So, right across there. Then we're going to have these little dots. First dot is going to go 1, 2, right in this one. 3. Second thought is going to be... Did I forget to do this part? I did. No wonder I still have tiling pieces left over. Okay, I got overzealous. I went too far ahead. I think? I'm not even sure now. Let's see. Yeah, I think it's this one. Right here. So here is going to have a green tile. Green tile. Corner. Right next to this right here. corner and then the square piece right here. I think that's it. That wasn't even a lot. I thought I missed a lot. Oh, that's so cool. These are rocks, you guys. So one. It's going to be a little dot over here. Then this one right next door. Oh, that's so cool. I love when the little formation parts start happening, because you start seeing the personality of this build. Alright. We're going to have this little shoe. I call these a shoe. It looks like a little mini shoe. And also, if you do brickheads, those are usually the ones that they use for shoes. So I call it a shoe. And then from there, is it this one or it's this one? I think it's this one. Okay. And this one is going to go on this part right here. I don't know if that's actually how it's supposed to be. I see. It's gonna go on the inside right here. There we go. That's interesting. Alright. So then we have this corner piece. Oh goodness. I feel like I should have probably put this on before I put it on here. But I still got it there. And then this piece right here, that's going to have the two. One and two. Right there. Look at that. Nice little greenery and rocks. And it's gonna fly. Oh no, it's starting to get stuck again. How did I get it stuck? There you go. It was fine, and now it's kind of like stuck on something, I think. Okay. Another one of these. This one's going to go on the top. Right across. Gonna have start off with the overside cap. Add the crisscross on the top. And have this one right here. That part is gonna be like this. Got it? Yeah. Make two of those. So it's gonna be crisscross on the same side as the side cap. believe it would be the opposite side. So if I have this one that's facing this way, this one's going to go the other way, like that. And then side cap on this side. 1 and 2. Gonna add a tall 4 on the top. Ooh, it's exciting. It's gonna start building Butterfree. Okay, so that's gonna be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6. And we're going to have these right here, which this one is going to start off with one of these rotating pins, 1 and 2. Actually, let me wait because I'm only supposed to do 1. So rotating pin with the white cap on top. This one is going to be facing this way. And that's going to be in the first one right over here. Right there. Boop. That's there. From there it's going to be one of these. That's going to be in the last one with the long part going through. Like that. That's one. And then the other side is going to be similar, where it's going to have the black rotator in the first, white cap. Only thing is this one is going to be on this side with this part going all the way through on the end. All the way through. Okay. The one with this one, which would be our first one we made, is going to be on this side. No, that would be this side. So the second one would be on this side right here. And then this side. Okay, I see where. I'm pretty sure that this right here is going to be what's going to hold the piece. Are they different sizes? Did I grab the right ones? It's going to be 3, 6, 7. Oh no. Maybe that's where I went wrong. See, I told you guys at some point I was going to see that I was doing something wrong. Which I'm not even sure what that might be. Unless I got... No! I really don't know where that would be. All the other ones fit fine. Okay, I think that was probably a manufacturing problem, because I don't see which one would have been the problem. Maybe this one in the inside, but that one's fine because it's attaching the right way. That's interesting. Okay, we are going to change this a bit. So instead of having this on the last one, we're actually going to have it on the second to last one. And that should help with evening it out, I hope. We'll see. I think instead, this is going to be a problem. I don't know if I have other ones that I could switch it with. For right now, I would definitely keep it like this. There we go. Yeah. I got a wrong piece, you guys. They gave me a wrong piece. This is shorter than what it's supposed to be. Everything else is good, but that one piece is wrong. I'm going to have to reach out and see if they could give me a different piece. Because I'm pretty sure... Let's see. This one had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, it's a wrong piece. Alright, that's okay. We figured it out. We're going to work with what we have right now. And we're going to put this piece in. City. There we go. City. In a Pokemon world. Okay. And that was it on this one. We're going on to bag number 4. So far right now, if you can see that, it's actually, it's flapping. It's flapping like if it were a wing. Alright. Number 4. Let's do this. What time is it? Ooh, goodness. We all live in a Pokemon world. Okay. I'm going to start off with a blue and a red in these. But we got to make sure that they're both of the sitting side caps. Blue and blue. There we go. Then it's going to be the top cap. That's 1. And this is 2. And then another sitting cap right on top. That's 1 and 2. One double. One double. And should be this one. Right there. Then we're going to have these J's over here. Should be 2 J's. Is it this one? No, those are over J's. Or maybe it is. Is it? No, they're actual ones. That's going to be 1 and 2. And this one's going to have 1 on each one. So 1 double on each one. On the bottom, 1 double. One double. And this one. From there, these are going to go on the undercarriage. That's going to be 1. And that's 2. With another double in the same purple. Double. With 2 caps. 1 on each side. That's 1. right in there. And that's going to be 2 and 4. That's 1. And 2. There you go. And goes 1 and 2. Right there. One and 2. 1, 2. 1 and 2. This one is going to be on the open side. Technically, I put it on the wrong side. We really want to do that. I don't think... Does it matter? No, it's the same prongs on each side, so as long as I just do this next part on this side, we should be fine. Alright, so the eyes, I call these eyes. And then it's going to be a dome tile. That's 1. And this gray one to cover up. Okay. From there, it's going to be 1 little square tile in the middle. Sometimes you have to just straighten it out. That's exactly what I had to do right now. Alright, so that goes here. And then it's 1, 2, and 3. Right there. And then the corner pieces, which we need to make sure that it's the correct one. There's supposed to be a wider one, but that seems to be the correct one. 1 and 2. Okay. Then it's gonna be these 2 hinges. So that's 1 hinge facing the same direction, 1 hinge, 2 hinge, with a little L cap. Where is the L cap? Right here. And the L is going to be facing away. Like that. Let's turn it around. 1 and a 3 with these slanted down. That's 1. Two. No. 2. And then this one right here. Oh no! Came off. Did I put it in the wrong one? Okay. From there, if we have it like this, this one's going to come over here, go right over the 2 with a button up. And finish off the slit. So that's 1 and 2. That's 1. This one's going to be covered all around. 2, 3, and 4. There you go. We're getting the face. Okay. Okay. This one has a little cute little fangs on there already. It's going to be 1 and 2. Right there. This is so cute. Look at the little face. Oh, Butterfree. So exciting. All right. So this one. It's going to be the dome, the button, and then another dome. That's 1. And then dome, button, and dome. One on top of another. That's actually a shocker. I didn't think they were going to go on top of each other. But we have this one with the little hook that we're going to put in the inside here. this is gonna go through like that with the dome on top, like a cover. There you go. And that is gonna go in the inside over here. Oh, it's so cute! It's so cute! I was so excited to build this one, but this makes it so much better because look at how cute he is. Aww, Butterfree. Okay. Alright, we're on to number 5. Nope, that's 6. Number 5. How much time do we have? I think we'll finish it on time, you guys. See, it has a lot of bags, but quite honestly, it's not that much. It's just a lot of small pieces on this one. And I think that's why they have it separated as it is, because otherwise it would probably drive some people crazy. Alright, we're going to start off with a 2x3 with, look at his little face. Okay, he's getting in the way. Going to use 2 with the socket. That's socket 1. And socket 2 with a 2 on the top. This one, nothing special on it? No. And then we need a square. That square is going to go and live flush to the back. So you're going to have the 2 hinges, like the 2 sockets kind of open. From there, we're going to go and grab 2 of these 2s. So that's going to be 1 and 2. And then from there, it's going to be I believe it's going to be this one. And this one's going to be right in combining both of these. So that's 1 and 2. And then we're going to have the single side caps. It has to be under caps. Like, these are over caps. I only see over caps. Why is that? Okay, I found 1 under cap. I need 1 more. That's 1. Should be 1 more over cap. There's a lot of rubber bands. Can't wait to see what those are going to be for. They're all wire. They're all over. Over. So you know what? I have another one here. Then maybe it jumped over. I think it accidentally jumped over. Boop! Right there. Okay. From there, it's going to be a double 5. Hang it all the way to the edge. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Double 5. This one's going to go on the top over here. And it's going to be flush. I believe there's going to be space in between. Let's see how that goes. Alright. From there, it's going to be... this one. A 4 right in between. And then it's going to be a tall cap. The fatter ones. So that's 1. This is a tall cap over here. Tall J cap. 2. 3. 4. 5. One and 2. Okay. It's gonna ask for a square, and then we're gonna use the other caps. Those are gonna be towards the back. So that's 1. And 2. And it's going to come down here on the bottom. Ah, we're going to do the body. Okay. From there, it's going to be a double. Double. Together forever. Not until the end of time. That's 1 and 2. Then it's going to be the yellow double-sided one in the middle, right there, with, what is that? Two symbols. Pokémon. In a Pokémon world. There we go. And this is going to be on the underbelly. It's going to be towards the back. Right? Yes. Right there. What is that? Those are 2 of the underbellies. That's going to be on the socket side, so it's going to go 1, right? 2, I was about to say, it was probably better for me to do that part first. There we go. Underbelly. Okay, that looks right. And then it's gonna be these with the socket. One and two. Two. Are these his little paws? I think they're the little paws. So cute. Okay, so this one is gonna come over here with the cap. And a should be rounded double. So that's gonna be one. And this one is going to have this little prong on the first one. Nice little paw. Look at that little paw. Okay. From there, gonna do the other little paw. Hello, hello. If you are welcoming right now, I am working on the Butterfree that is highlighted here. He's so cute so far. I have spent 3 hours on it so far, but if I'm being honest, the first half, especially the base, I kept on getting distracted and like chatting. It shouldn't take you more than 3 hours. Okay, that's just me, because I'm, you know, I'm in my own little world over here. But so far right now, we are getting some traction. And we already have, usually when it comes to these builds, it's always about the, little foot. Usually when it comes to these builds, it's always about the base that's going to take up the most time. Because it's usually the most challenging part. Only because of all the gears it has. It has a lot of gears. So do keep in mind that, especially if you're not one of the people that likes the gears one, like gear-centered builds, this is probably not for you. But if you love that technical aspect of it, go right ahead. I personally love the technical aspect of it. I just do apologize because I get like so into it that it gets like super quiet in here. Alright, let's see. From here, we're gonna have one of these, right? Is it half and half? Because it's gonna go above. That's one. And whoop! Already lost one item. I don't need to lose another one. That's two. Okay. Ah, we're getting, okay, you guys ready? Cause I'm going to touch this. I don't hear the click, but I think it's there. Look at little Butterfree, so cute. He's so cute. Look at him go. Bloop, 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 bloop. Okay. Let's see. From here, I technically have to put him on here now. I think it's on that side. It would make sense for it to be on this one. I just feel like that's super, like, top heavy. Ah, look, a little butterfree. Oh, hold on. I see what I did wrong. I put it on the wrong side. Wait, did I? Oh, maybe not. That's actually facing the right way. That's interesting. I thought these were towards the outside. Okay, so I did put it on the right way. Look at little butterfree. He's so cute. Look at it. Ready? We're getting there. Look at that. Okay. From there, we're going to work on his little booty. And it looks like I'm going to basically start building on top of it. I hate this part because I always put too much pressure or something and it ends up kind of like breaking my progress. Alright, we'll be fine. We'll be fine. Alright, so that's one. This one right here, and it's gonna be this one. That's one. And two. A little booty sticking out. I think that's, yeah, that's supposed to be like that. All right. Now we're gonna get the underbellies. So here's one and two. We're gonna try to hurry up because I do have to go pick up my daughter from school. I spent a little bit more time than what I thought I was gonna spend on this. And I do apologize. That's definitely on my fault because I got distracted. We started talking about a whole lot of stuff here. So I'm going to try to speed through it so that we could finish it before I go. If not, I will definitely be live later today to just finish it off. If I do go live today, it's going to be at 11 o'clock Eastern time. Same platforms. You know where to find me. I'm not going to be that hard to find. Why is that 4? That shouldn't be 4. Unless I'm doing 2. Oh, yeah, I'm doing 2. Okay. That's fine. So that's going to be 1 and 2. Here is going to be a chunkier one on this side. That's 1. And this one on this side. That's 1. With a squared cap on the top. And 1 and 2. Right there. I feel like I'm only going to finish this bag and then I am going to have to go and finish that one. I'll probably finish it tomorrow on stream when I start my next one. I miscalculated how much time I was going to be on this one. Underbelly and underbelly. That's going to be the 3. That's 1 and 2. With a single right down the middle. single down the middle. Oh. 1, 2. One and 2. That's 1 and 2 with a cap. That's 1 and 2 with boop. Where are these gonna go? This part right here with that's 1, 2. 1 and 2. It's gonna be towards the back. Oh, it's his little back legs. It's gonna be in the butt. Right here. Ah, look, a little butterfly. Ooh, we're already to this part. Okay, let's get our little envelope. So this part right here is actually like kind of that plastic kind of. So it's plastic, so it's not material. It's not gonna break so easily. Not break. It's not gonna fall easily. Okay. Right here. And that's 1 and 2. Oh, look at him. So cute. Can't wait to see how that works. Okay. From here, it's going to be this one with this on the end over here. And that's 1 and 2. Gonna have this one come right over with the rounded cap. And on this side, we're gonna add a circle. Right here with a 2 and rounded cap, rounded cap. And this is gonna go right here on the one that we created over here. with the rotator inside. We're going to do another one, and I think that one's going to go, oh, LI. Oh no. With this one facing up, this one's going to be facing down. Right there. Then we make another one. This one, the rotator one with some space in between with the two tiles. Jake hover on there with the rounded. Then we're going to add a circle. This circle is going to have the middle with a rounded tile and rounded tile. I think that's how it's supposed to work. And then here it's going to be this piece. No. Okay. Now this side. With the top. Oh yeah. Okay, that's where this part is going to mess up. So if you remember, one of our thingies over here is actually longer than what it's supposed to be because they sent me the wrong one. So it works, just this part right here, because I have that weird thing going on with that hinge. It's not sticking out how it's supposed to. So I am going to have to figure out how I can fix that. But for right now, this is where we're going to stop. only because I do have to go pick up my daughter from school. This is our little Butterfree. He's starting to fall apart. I don't even know where that came from. Oh, that came from over here. Oh, goodness. I have to be very precise in being able to put it back on. Okay, we're gonna finish Butterfree tomorrow, and I have to put that back in. We're gonna finish Butterfree tomorrow. Along with Butterfree, we're actually going to be doing Golbat as well. Golbat would be here. And like I said, unfortunately, I did not work on my timing for this one. I'm going to try to see if I could go through like my spare parts and see if maybe perhaps I could change that hinge so that it's the correct size. They sent me the wrong one in that package. I'm pretty sure that if I reach out to Mattel, they'll probably send it back. Hey, you're back. I'm sorry. I was like really focused and trying to get this to work, but this is Butterfree. I have to go pick up my daughter, so I am going to leave you guys here right now. We still have a few pieces left over from the bag number 5, and we still have one more bag, which is bag number 6. But I definitely need to see how I can fix this. So tonight I'm going to look to see if I have another hinge that I can use from my collection so that it's actually the right size, not the size that they sent me in the box. So I will be back tomorrow. Tomorrow I believe I have my stream scheduled at the same time. Let me double check. Tomorrow is Monday? Wednesday. I don't even know what day it is today. So tomorrow I will be here at the same time, starting at 12 p.m. Hi, Seabass. Sorry, I'm about to get off. I just noticed your message. But I'm about to get off. I am celebrating really quickly, just so everybody knows. I'm celebrating Pokémon Day with all of my little Pokemon builds that I have. If you joined me before, you know you have been able to see some of the builds that I have made in the past. And so as of right now, I have a couple of different ones over here built already. You know that you could always shop my collection by clicking the link in my bio, and it will take you to my Amazon storefront. All of the ones that you see here would technically be available on there. But I am celebrating Pokemon Day. I'm a big Pokemon fan, and in honor of Pokemon 30 years of Pokemon, I decided that starting yesterday, I went ahead and I started building all of my backlog of all the different Pokemon builds that I have. I actually do have one of the LEGO ones on the way that is pre-ordered. It was a gift, and I'm so appreciative, and I'm super excited to open that up when it gets here. I'm hoping that I'll be here during the time that I'm streaming or something and just be like, oh my god, look what I got. But we'll see about that. So I'll be live at different times every single day this week. If you follow me on social, once again, you can find all my socials in the link in the bio through my link tree. If you follow me on social, you could actually see the schedule that I have planned as far as when I'm going live. If you're following me on my storefront on Amazon, if you go to streams, you could actually see the other ones I have scheduled for the rest of this week, and that's actually going to keep to the time that I have. Girl, what would you recommend me start on my Pokemon? Honestly, the easiest way to get started is just start with the anime. It'll be the easiest binge you have. And I'll be honest with you, I'm super excited to see what Pokemon has in store. They have a showcase on Friday at 9 a.m. Eastern time. So if you're able to kind of catch that, you could also see all the stuff that they're going to be bringing in this year. I have my own predictions of what that might be, like from a new Switch face. I personally want Ditto because I'm so excited for Pokopia, but I have a feeling that they're going to do an homage to Red and Green, which is the first Pokemon game that they released 30 years ago. I wouldn't be surprised if they pay an homage to that and they release a Switch that has to do with that instead. But aside from that, Pokopia is also a good way to start because you'll be getting on the bandwagon along with everybody else. You could always start with that as well. But as far as getting into the fandom, realistically speaking, I am a true fan at heart, especially because of the anime. The games, like I said before, I didn't get access to the games when they first came out. So it did take me a while to kind of get into it. But if you love Zelda Breath of the Wild, I would probably recommend Arceus, which is on Switch. If you love Dreamlight Valley like I do, I would probably say wait until Pokopia comes out because that's going to be your cozy game all the way. Let's Go Pikachu gives you the best of the original games with, like, you know, a new modern feel. I would probably start with that too. Let's Go Pikachu or Let's Go Eevee. That one came out for the Switch. But as I said before, I am going to leave you guys here for right now. I will be back tomorrow at noon. Same channels, same places. If you want to celebrate Pokemon Day with me, you could always check out my social and just give me a hello. And then from there, you could always shop my curated Pokemon build list, which is the first thing that you will see on my link tree. Those are all the Pokemon builds that I have. I should have only 2 on there that are part of my wish list, which would be the Charizard that is part of the same model of the movement ones, and Gyarados. Those are the 2 that I'm missing of this collection. I'm hoping that I get it before they all disappear, but we will see about that. But anyways, I truly enjoy my time with you guys here, and I would definitely have to say that I will be back tomorrow at noon Eastern time, and you know, come celebrate Pokemon Day with me. I'm like super excited. I have Pokemon playing in the background because, you know, sometimes I get kind of quiet and I don't want you guys suffering through all of that. Plus, you guys will also get to hear me sing, which I feel sorry for you guys. I don't think I have a good singing voice, but I know every single song from those animes because I watch those animes on a yearly basis religiously. So I tend to sing along with the theme song and like the end credit song. So if you want to join me tomorrow, I'll be live at 12 Eastern, both on Amazon and on my YouTube page. And yeah, we're going to finish off building Butterfree tomorrow. I have to find this piece right here to better make that work. So I think this is a good place to stop. Unfortunately, in my package, they sent me the wrong item. But that's okay. We'll fix it. Anyways, I truly love and enjoy having you guys here, and I will see you tomorrow at noon. Bye!